Riding from Lagos, Nigeria to Accra was such an emotional journey for most of us. Passing a message of hope, making awareness for autism. It was more than just a group of cyclists coming together to achieve this common goal. It was a reflection of our belief and commitment. We had the best experience. We shared the pain, the laughter, the triumph, serenity, love, and celebration. We proved the impossible.
Headed to 7. Right for autism.
In West Africa, autism is often met with misconceptions. Not because there are no stories, but because too few are told.
You know, with each passing day, there are new misconceptions, but the ones that have lingered the most are them having spiritual issues. Again, let me back up a bit. You know, people tend to give up names or accept challenges based on their learning and background. So if you're spiritual, you're likely to attribute autism to a spiritual cause. If you're a scientist or you'll be looking for cures and thinking these are things that just occur, some imbalance in the system. If the person is not learned at all, they'll probably think it's bad parenting. So it just depends. Misconceptions come up every day, different depending on whose lens we're looking through.
This is an initiative where we are taking our own decision and creating awareness for a cause that we think has not been focused on. So autism is real, and they are special people. They will make a lot of impact if we give it more attention and detailing. There are people that we've seen grow to become superstars despite being autistic, and it's not a disadvantage in any position. That's what I stand for, and I assume that's what you are riding for. So please enjoy the ride. All the best. I'll see you, I promise, by the special grace of God, I'll see you in Accra on Thursday evening. Yeah. Thank you very much.
From Lagos, Nigeria to Accra, a journey spanning 1,000 kilometers, a journey bigger than ourselves, lending our various voices in solidarity, spreading awareness for autism.
Awareness is bringing this to the fore for those who've not heard about it or have heard but haven't fully grasped the concept. Then the other part of it is the education, where you actually sit and have a conversation with those who have heard about it. The thing is that I'm a cyclist, and with cycling you attract attention to yourself, and then when you're in a group it's even more interesting. People, and you're all wearing your jerseys, and people are just likely to look at you and be curious. So that's why cycling is one of the routes for dissemination of awareness for me, mainly because I'm a cyclist, and it gives the opportunity to draw the attention of people.
across 3 countries, hundreds of kilometers apart. The road tested our strengths, and one day at a time we pushed through.
I'm happy I prepared for the ride because the first day was intense. It covered about 12 kilometers, which I've not done before in my life, and I'm happy I could do it. It's a dream that I want to achieve. Of life has impacted me positively, and they made me to be aware of what autism is, and I want to pass the same knowledge across to people.
It's been a very, very great experience, and I'm happy to be part of this ride for autism, and in collaboration with the golfers. They are swinging for autism, and we are riding for autism for the same cause. And I'm grateful. I am happy to be part of this journey.
We've done it the first time. In 2024, that was the first edition of Riding to Accra, and it was quite interesting to say the least. So this time around, I made a mental note that the areas where I didn't, or where the challenges where I was going to conquer all of them this time around. So of course there's the mental preparation, there's the physical preparation, there's the emotional part as well, but I'm not sure it still prepares you for everything that you meet, because every day is different. But yeah,
who are giving you and every other member of the team your flowers. Thank you.
I'm a mom of lovely children. One of them is autistic, which is how I got introduced into autism. I never heard about it. If there's anything I learned and I like to do, is that if anything is worth doing, it has to be done properly, and you must be very intentional about what you're doing. So Shades of Life Foundation was born. The greatest thing that you can do for any parent, seriously, is to educate them.
What began as a ride became a movement of voices, leaving everyone we have come across informed, offering not just awareness to autism, but various help channels for families facing challenges with autism daily.
We're there for you. There's support. There are people that you can ask questions. It takes a community to raise children in Africa, or a whole village, even though some generation these days think it's about minding their business. But really, this should go beyond just minding your business. If you have a problem or a challenge, or you have an observation, we want you to reach out to somebody. Just voice it, which is what I did. It's talking about what you've observed. You never can tell who will point you in the direction you should be going. So yes, I want people to be more vocal. I want people to talk about these sort of issues. In fact, any issue, without the stigma, without it being a taboo, without misconceptions, and generally just dropping the African, in quote, hat that we wear, that things aren't discussed.
Riding from Lagos to Accra. And this has a lot of things joining.
to think that there are people there that would join in this madness, even if it was just one person that went with me. But this was a team of 21 human beings. And then there's the spouses and the spices. I don't know why they call them spouse. It should be spice that met up with us in Accra. It was really, you know, I was just overwhelmed by that support, and to know that yes, people are really now vested in making autism visible. We're not stopping. Actually, I'm looking forward to riding beyond Ghana one of these days. Is it Ivory Coast that's beyond? Yeah.
It was so nice, and it was so fun. Like, I couldn't believe I can do it, because it's been a while I've been on the saddle, and I was just like, let me do this, and I can do it.
All the way to Accra.
I assumed I had done some form of preparation, but during the ride, I realized that probably I needed to have prepared more.
This is my third time riding to Accra from Lagos. I've been off the saddle for some time due to my busy schedule, so I've not actually been training. So that was what actually scared me, telling myself that this is not the first time, and I see myself doing this ride over and over and over again.
It was a tough, hard, difficult trip. It had a lot of, in fact, potholes, a lot of breaks in between, snacking, drinking, everything all together. It was exhausting, but it was worth it, because we are making that awareness for autism.
Those that needed to be pushed uphill were pushed. Those that needed to be, you know, if I remember one of the pros when they were going, I mean, we got to one of the borders, everybody had gone off to eat. It was just me and the others trying to sort out the vehicles with custom. And then that particular pro, I know something we call bunking, when you're not well fed and you're going all out. We got to one point and I saw all of them, they had parked, and he was really screaming, I'm not riding again, I'm not riding again. I was like, what? He said, everybody was eating. I didn't eat. He just packed his bike, and yeah, that was the end.
For the first 50 to 70 kilometers, your girl is going, like, she's going strong. And then I start to fall. The headwind is crazy. The sand is in your face. You're looking at other girls and you're like, I can do it, but well.
Driving for autism with 20 to 35 kilometers per hour is something that is highly difficult, but the riders have to stay safe. So you have to block any upcoming vehicle to make sure they didn't go against the riders. Also at their front, you have to make sure that everything is okay.
We all did it. It was a good one and so lovely.
I'm happy to do this kind of ride again and over again.
The reason for the ride is very, very important, and I decided to go with it. I mean, it's for a meaningful cause. It's also something that I've been looking, at, looking for an opportunity to make a difference or to lend my very little voice, to creating awareness for something that we know needs a lot of it, in our society.
I was one of the drivers that drove the car along to Ghana. But for you to drive from Ghana to Lagos, Nigeria to Ghana, it's very stressful, I'm telling you.
Bearing in mind that we're riding for a very important cause, I think that just gave us the drive and the motivation to keep pushing forward. But we'll keep on doing what we do and assisting wherever we can to ensure that people learn about autism and
Being a pro cyclist, I need to just do what I know how to do best by taking everyone along. We never leave anyone behind.
We just had to look and make sure people were fueled properly, hydrated properly, and I just encouraging, making sure nobody was left behind. If people needed to really rest, we just encourage them to go sit in the vehicle. We catch your breath or your legs and then come out again. Some of the ladies that hadn't done this before, I was truly amazed at their strength. Anyway, cyclists are not regular human beings, so the ladies are not regular, but yeah, that was it. I would like for people to understand that they can support families and individuals in different ways. When we ask you to come support us, either through your donations or your time, but as a professional or just member of the public, it's not because we just want your resources. It's because whatever we raise from this ride, especially whatever, like Play with Steven, that's our other partner that plays golf, raises, it goes into free assessments, free diagnosis, parent training, things that this population that we ride for would either not to be able to afford. So just don't listen and focus on, oh, these people are crazy riding all over the place. The tag is to make the invisible visible. That's one. And two, to be able to empower those who can't afford it to be able to access intervention.
This is not the end of our ride. This is the beginning of a future, a movement, a voice for every family, every child.
Kilometers today alone.